Hi all, my name is Sindhuja and I would like to talk about few enhancements done for UX stacking app as a part of IBM TRIRIGA 10.7 release. So the agenda over here is discussing about the features followed by a live demo and then references. These are the new features added for stacking app. Let's talk about each in detail. Prior to this release, contact rules are bound to Foundation application. This feature now enables us to add or modify or delete the contact rules through UX app. Required roles are pre-populated in new stack plan screen as stack plans have mandatory space manager role. In new stack plan screen, contact roles are created during stack plan creation, while in edit mode, it gets created immediately when a row is filled completely. This is an example of completely filled and partially filled rows in new stack plan screen. In detail screen, manage or gear icon is added, which enables us to open an existing stack plan in edit mode. Error indication is shown beside this gear icon whenever contact rules list is invalid. In that case, a stack plan cannot be submitted. Coming to the edit mode, in view-wise, it's almost similar to that of new stack plan screen, except that it has previously added buildings, floors, and contact roles. This will be replaced with read-only mode for active or revision in progress or review in progress stack plans. Edit mode enables us to add new buildings and floors for an existing stack plan. Removing the previously added buildings or floors is not allowed here, while newly added buildings or floors can be removed before saving it to the stack plan. Edit mode also allows us to add new contact roles and delete or modify the existing ones. Here, contact role gets created immediately when a row is filled completely with both role and name fields. Error indication is displayed within the Contacts tab whenever a partially filled row exists within the Contacts table. Partially filled rows displays a required message with red underline below the missing field. This is an example of stack plan in edit mode with Buildings tab selected, and this is when Contacts tab selected. Let's walk through these features in stacking application. This is new stack plan screen, which has Buildings tab selected by default. This tab is responsible for adding buildings and floors for a stack plan. A checkbox is added below the search field, which is used for displaying a selected buildings list. Tapping on it now will show a message as no buildings were selected before. So let's uncheck it and add few buildings and few floors, and tap on this checkbox again, which shows only the selected buildings now. Let's give a brief name for the stack plan and tap on Contacts tab. Two things to be noticed here are contact roles count, which is 1 by default, and error indication beside it. Let's talk about contact roles count first. Stack plans have mandatory space manager role, so it's added as a required role for every new stack plan that's getting created through UX app. As this role is required, it cannot be deleted and it is in read-only mode. We have one non-empty row here, so contact roles count is displayed as 1 by default. Coming to the error indication, whenever contact roles table has a partially filled row, an error indication is shown beside it. Tapping on the name field shows a list of names in a drop-down. This can also be filtered and the matching text is shown as bold. After entering a text here, notice that error indication is removed here as this is not a partially filled row now. Let's tap on a name. Fields such as organization, work phone, fax, and email are the details corresponding to the person selected. These are read-only fields which get auto-populated when a name is selected here. To add a new row, we have a new row button here which adds a blank row. So let's tap on it. Notice that role field has a menu icon which is used to display the short list of roles. As stack plan has only one required role, which is space manager, having role requirement as exactly one, which means that it cannot be added more than once. So a message is added above the table indicating that for some roles we have only one contact. So this menu icon will now show a full list of roles. So let's tap on it, which shows all the roles in a drop down. Let's select a role. Notice that contact roles count is increased by 1, and also the error indication is shown beside it as we have one partially filled row here. Let's give a name as well. All the newly added rows can be deleted as these are not the required roles for the stack plan. Completely filled roles, uh, completely filled rows here will create the contact roles during stack plan creation, while partially filled ones will get saved to the server and can be viewed only in edit mode of UX app. All the empty rows which were created here will get discarded when we create the stack plan. So let's create the stack plan now. Right now it's in processing state. So let's refresh the page. And now it's in draft state. So let's open the stack plan. And this is a detail screen. Notice that a manage icon is added here, which is used for opening a stack plan in edit mode. So let's tap on it. So now we are in edit mode. Notice that buildings tab has selected buildings count displayed by default, and also the show selected buildings only checkbox is checked by default, so it displays only the selected buildings here. So let's tap on a building, and it shows a selection of previously added floors. All the buildings and floors which were added before has selection icons in disabled mode, indicating that these cannot be removed or deleted from a stack plan. So let's add a floor for this building, and to add a new building this checkbox need to be unchecked. So let's uncheck it, which shows all the buildings now. So let's add a few buildings, and let's save these changes. It shows a warning pop-up indicating that some buildings do not have any selected floors. So let's tap on OK, and to find out the building which has 0 floors in it, we can use this checkbox as it shows only the selected buildings. So this building has 0 floors selected in it. So let's tap on it and add. And now all the buildings have at least 1 floor selected in it. So let's tap on contacts tab now. It has all the contact roles which were previously added. These roles can be edited or deleted. So let's try to edit the first row. Immediately when this row is filled, this particular contact role gets updated in the background. And let's delete the second row. Even this behaves in the same way. So let's add a new row and give a role here. Notice the count and error indication now. I'm gonna give name as well. And let's add one more and give a role. So let's try to save these changes now. Notice that all the new buildings and floors are added here immediately in detail screen with appropriate floors in it. And manage icon here shows an error indication beside it, indicating that contact list is invalid. In this case, let's try to submit the stack plan. So it shows a warning pop-up indicating that contact list is having some missing information. So let's tap on this go to contact list button. It opens a stack plan in edit mode with contacts tab selected. So here we have a missing field. So let's give a name here. Immediately this contact role is created in the background. So let's tap on return to stack plan button now. Notice that a manage icon now doesn't show any error indication beside it. So the stack plan can be submitted now. So let's tap on submit button. So right now the stack plan is in review in progress state. So let's open the stack plan. So the stack plan is in frozen state right now. So any changes will not be saved. So similarly, even the edit mode behaves in the same way. All the buildings or floors or the contact roles are in read-only mode.
So these are the reference links for UX component documentation and UX framework channel. Thank you.